Hi, I'm Bill, an engineer from CrossRealms. Today we're going to be talking about a new solution for 3CX, a Splunk app that gives you a little bit more granularity into your call center. The Splunk app for 3CX solves three current problems our clients find when dealing with 3CX. The first is 3CX reporting. 3CX reporting has been found to be very canned at times and doesn't give you enough insight into your data. The second is these reports can sometimes be conflicting. Are you seeing only queue information? Are you seeing agents in queue information? Or are you seeing agents overall information? It can oftentimes be confusing. The last is if you have multiple 3CX instances, you can only report on one at a time. With the 3CX app for Splunk, you can send all of your data to one central location to view as a whole, or you can divvy up to individual 3CX instances. The Splunk app for 3CX is designed to give you a view of all of the data in your system at one time, which you can drill down into individual pieces or see as a whole and aggregate upon specific queues, ring groups, or individual agents. The overview gives you a general view of what's going on in your system. You get the total calls in your system over a period of time, which of those calls and how many were answered and how many were unanswered, the total cost of calls you've sent from your system, an activity map that shows how many calls you have on average per hour of the day to see when your agents are most active and when you need more agents and less. It also gives you a list of each call in the system, whether or not that call was answered, how long it lasted, and the people involved. You get a breakdown of the most active agents, which agents those are, and how many calls they're involved in. You can also see which agents are least active, which agents these are, and how few calls they had. One of the more important aspects of 3CX is its queuing. With queue reports, you get an overall view of the total calls in each queue, how many of those calls were answered, how many were unanswered, and which failed. You get a chart of all calls into the queues throughout each day over the time selected, the top 5 agents of each queue or of all queues, the total calls in that queue which exceeded your company's SLA, the reasons why your calls went unanswered, and the reasons why they went failed. You also get a view of the agents inside these queues and the time they spend in your system. You can see the total or average login time for each agent or per queue, the average time of all agents in queues to see who is most active, and a time chart per day, per week, or per month that gives you a timeline of your agents' logins to see how many agents do you have logged in at one moment. When are there times when you have too few agents available, or when you have times where no agents are available? You also get a breakdown of each login, which agent logged in, what time that login occurred at, which queue it occurred for, and when they logged out. You can also get more specific information on each individual agent in your entire 3CX system. By choosing a single agent and selecting what involvement they were for each call, whether they made the call, whether they received the call, or whether they were within the call over a time period, you get what is that agent's name, how much money was spent on calls they made, all calls they were a part of, how many were received by that agent, and how many were answered by that agent, and a list of all of that agent's calls, be it them inside the call, them calling, or them receiving the call, the duration of each call, whether it was answered, decoded by color, and the total cost for that call. You can then see that agent's activity heat map, displaying when an agent is most active or least active over that period of time per hour, showing when is this agent most on the phones, how long on average the phone rings before they pick up the call, how long on average are they servicing a call or talking on the call, and how long when they make a call do they wait. In addition to getting these new, fresh views of your 3CX information, you can also get the same 3CX canned reports from your management console, be it a call report, an extension statistics report. All of these can be generated by the 3CX for Splunk app. In addition, you can use the native Splunk alert function to create alerts sending to your 3CX managers for specific records which show up in your 3CX data, be it an SLA breach, a number of unanswered calls in a row, or a call cost that is too high. Whatever you would like to alert on, you can with Splunk. You can even dive deeper into the data on your own by going into the search function and simply searching for an extension, a queue number, or a name. With the new Splunk app for 3CX, you have an unprecedented view into your 3CX data across all instances, and the ability to report on this data as never before.